Our future disappear. You will find some more. You look way down in your heart and soul. I know there's a change, cause the world seems cold. Stay in your heart. With a heart of gold, way of the world, Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to my people. It's your boy, this is the guy, the man, Big C. Get that from my brother, Go Black to Africa. He said it's your man, not your boy, Big C. I understand where you're coming from with that. Yeah, man. How y'all doing on this weekend? Good weekend. You know, on the weekend on Sunday, before I go back to work, I like to get back, handle my business, and do some exercises. I got my bench right here. Got my dip bar. Got my dip bar right here. Got my Peloton bike right there. You know what I'm saying? Get on that bike and ride. You know, it's all about health, man. Let me close this garage a little bit. Keep people out of my business. Yeah. So today I want to talk about the effects of drugs and alcohol in our community and what it did to us in the 80s, in the late the 70s, the 80s, from the heroin. You know, Richard Nixon started the war on drugs, but really the war on drugs really was an effort to monetize drugs in our community, because what happened was the prison system boomed, the death rate of African Americans went up. Addiction went up, mental health issues went up, wayward and fatherless children, you know, just a whole bunch of negative impacts on our community happened because of the influx of drugs in our community. You know, a lot of people I see a lot of people talking about, man, I sold more crack than everybody. I was the biggest crack dealer in the world. You know what I'm saying? I seen Freeway Ricky Ross at my partner Lil Durrell homecoming. When he came home, Lil D had Houdini. He brought Houdini. That was the last time I seen the brother, what's the lead singer, one of the rappers from Houdini, Jalil, Ecstasy. That was the last time I seen Ecstasy. They turned it out at Lil Lil D. I think it was Lil D birthday party. And I was partying with Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross. He was right next to me and my girl. And I was like, I gave Rick a hug, man, because I love them brothers, man. But I said, Rick, man, you know, we fucked up. We destroyed a lot of people, man. He said, man, I know, man, but we didn't know no better then, you know? And I was guilty of that too, because I used to sell dope. That's all I did in my younger life. You know what I'm saying? And if you're living in that life, back then it was very dangerous. So naturally, you gonna drink alcohol, smoke a lot of weed, because your nerves is bad, man. It's murder and mayhem going on. The police is hitting. Every day, all day, you got the war with the police and niggas shooting at the police. They shooting at us, and it's just, it was crazy, you know. And we glorify that stuff, but that stuff caused a lot of harm to our people, man. And I'm one of them. It harmed me in a lot of ways. So the fact that I'm here in the flesh talking this positive stuff, I got a good life. I got a good family. I own my home. I'm part of a good community. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of my people rebounding off that stuff. You know, a lot of my folks, they got businesses and stores and they're writing books and they're just doing a lot of good stuff. You know, a lot of good stuff is happening now. But back then, we destroyed a lot of our community, and it's still going on today because a lot of our people that's homeless and with mental health conditions living in the streets, they're experiencing the trauma that we help promote from selling them drugs and alcohol, man. That stuff caused a lot of health problems for my folks. A lot of my friends right now, I'm 52. So, you know, while you're young, you know, a lot of people like to party, like to have drinks, like to smoke, you know what I'm saying? You know, but don't do that shit every day. You can't do that every day. It's gonna kill you, you know? So a lot of my friends now, they got heart conditions, kidney disease, hypertension, stress, lung diseases, all kind of stuff, because you can't continue to do that. I smoked since I was 15. I smoked cigarettes since I was 15. But I smoked weed. First time I hit some weed, my daddy passed me a joint in the 70s. And I remember that, man. I think Al Green had just came out with Love and Happiness because they was playing that all the time. I got a good memory. And my daddy let me hit the weed, him and my Uncle Pete. They had a duffel bag full of crawdads. My Uncle Pete Cole. Pete Cole is Keisha Cole's father. So them like my cousins, you know. So my dad and Uncle Pete, they had these big duffel bags full of crawdads. You know, they used to go get crawdads, and they took the duffel bag and they poured it in the tub, and that's how they clinked the crawdads out. And then hell of them, you know what I'm saying? So they was, after they clicked the crawdads, next door to Booker's on 90th, that's where we lived back then. And the old man Booker, if anybody know about Oakland, Booker's on 90th is one of the spots in East Oakland on 90th and I think it's 90th and Olive. And Booker was in the store, old man Booker, I remember that. So my dad, they were smoking some gold weed back then, I guess it was. They passed me the weed. And I hit it. I liked it to taste. So I always smoke weed. After that, me and my cousins, we sneak and get some weed. We smoking. My uncle, they give us joints and stuff. We smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Then back in the day, you could buy a joint for $1. You know, you get on the AC Transit, buy a joint for $1. So we go get us some joints. Go to the store. Then the 40 ounces came in. I'm talking about 80, 81, 82. You know what I'm saying? 80, 81, 82, 40 ounces. We was drinking 40 ounces. I was 12. You know what I'm saying? So we was drinking 40 ounces and we'd get Night Train and pour the Night Train in the 40 ounce and be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So at 12 years old, when I met my stepfather at 12, I was drunk. My mom was just like, he was like, man, he's like, asked my mom, what's wrong with that boy? He said, I was drunk at 12, fucked up. So at 13, my partner, hold on. See, I'm a real street nigga. I was raised in the streets. I ran away from home at 14. So I'm just giving y'all an example of the things that my introductions to drugs and alcohol and what I've seen. So at 13, I turned 13. I remember my name is Christian. So my partner Paul Criswell, he gave me a fifth, a pint of Christian Brothers, a fifth. It was a bottle, a big bottle. He gave me a pint of Christian Brothers, right? So I drank that. The whole pint. 13. I'm looking up at the ceiling. Everything is going like this. Everything is spinning, right? So I'm like, whew, Lord. That was my first experience of blacking out, you know? So I always had, my dad, he died from alcohol. So I always had a problem with alcohol and smoking weed. And then came the 80s with crack cocaine. And all of us that was grinding, when we finished grinding, a lot of us were smoking Grimmies. You know what I'm saying? So I did that too. You know what I'm saying? We smoked them Grimmies. I smoked from about 15 years old till I was 19. You know, and this, you know, this some true shit about drugs and alcohol. I'm 52 now, and top notch health. You know what I'm saying? But this is some of the shit that I went through. You know, so I got involved with that. I stopped about 19. That's when we start getting a lot of money. We start hustling, you know, selling our uncles and aunties dope. You know what I'm saying? Going to jail back and forth. You know, the only thing I got a lot out the drug game. You know, as far as survival and warfare tactics and militancy, being militant and being brave. You had to be brave to be out there in them fucking streets. You know what I'm saying? Fighting, learning how to fight. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot out of that, but it retarded and it hurt me a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Psychologically, I got PTSD. You know, psychologically, it fucked me up, man. A lot of bad stuff. Seen a lot of death, a lot of destruction. You know, so. Yeah, I just want to talk about that, man. And the things that's going on today is a direct effect of what happened back then. So the things that you guys put down today, especially the young people, is going to affect you 10, 15 years down the line. So, you know, it's best to make sure you're making the right decisions. That's why a lot of people say, you know, they don't want to listen, but man, you got to, you know, listening is not just with your ears, it's also with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Look at the evidence, man. Look at the evidence of, you know, a lot of them people on the streets, they wasn't always crazy. You know, them was somebody's children, you know? Somebody loved them people, you know? But for some reason, their life went that route, you know? So, and if you look, it's a lot of African American people, black people, man. You know, it's Mexicans and whites out there too, but it's a lot of us, and I'm concerned about my people right now. And all God's people is my people, but black people in particular, that's what I'm talking about, man. We have to watch out how we eat. We have to watch the intake of drugs and alcohol and foreign substances into our bodies, you know, because a lot of these diseases and these pandemics that's going to come down the line, they really gearing on thinning out our population, and that's what the COINTELPRO was about. That's what the war on drugs was about. It's about thinning out our population. You know, we 13% of the United States population, and we always been 13%. We ain't grew none. You know, Planned Parenthood and abortion and all that stuff, murder and death in all our communities, drugs and alcohol abuse, all kind of things that affect us. We have to keep our antennas up, man. You know, so they glorify. They gave us lemons in the 80s with them drugs, but we made lemonade because a lot of us used that at school to learn how to do business. We created the music that's one of the biggest sellers in the world today. Hip hop came out of that street life, you know? So, and that created a lot of millionaires, billionaires, and thousandaires, you know? So they gave us lemons, but we made lemonade, man. And we always been doing that. We've been doing that since slavery. We've been doing that back in Africa, you know? So we're strong people, man. So this drug world and this street life, you know, a lot of the street life that's happening now is a result of people trying to emulate the drug life back, the street life in the 80s and the 90s. It was honestly, if you didn't have your mind set on participating in the greater society, if you was just a real street dude like I was, it was beautiful. Because we had stacks of money, you know what I'm saying? We was making thousands of dollars every day. And we was able to take care of grandma bills. You know, some of us grandmas lost their houses because uncle them smoked up the house, smoked up the money, but some of us kept them, you know, and it taught us a lot of life lessons. So it was, in that aspect, you know, I could say I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing because it taught me a lot, but it did hurt. It was painful too. You know, I watched a lot of people die, man. You know, I see a therapist today, man. I ain't ashamed of nothing because can't nobody whoop my ass. I don't care if I do. If you think you can, you're gonna have a fight on your hands. So I don't have nothing to be ashamed of. You know, I'm just trying to leave this information for the people coming behind me so they can know. It's a roadmap, you know. You can know which streets you go down, which streets you don't. If you want to go down the street where they get high and fucked up all day, then you go on down there. You know, you're gonna have the health conditions that come with that. But if you want to miss that, listen to what we're telling you, man. Listen, you know, cut that shit out. You know, if you're smoking, it's a time to smoke. You know, smoke when you're celebrating something. You know, smoke a nice blunt. You know, it's all good. But don't be smoking all day, every day. You're going to get addicted to your nerves. It's going to be bad. And you ain't going to be no good to nobody or yourself. You know, so I would encourage you to abstain from everything. But if you do it, don't do it regularly. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol. I would encourage my people to stop drinking alcohol. You are getting people rich off your death and sickness and pain. You getting these companies rich that don't even give a damn about you. And once again, if you have a drink, you know what I'm saying? If you got an addictive behavior where, you know, you get drunk and black out and fight and kill and you go crazy, don't do none of that stuff, man. Leave that shit alone. But if you could have a social drink, you know, have you a drink every once in a while and put that shit away, man. You know, and have you a civilized time, you know. Other drugs, no. For real, leave that shit alone. I seen cocaine weaken the toughest people I thought was the most beautiful people in the world. I seen cocaine destroy people. You know what I'm saying? The heroin is out the question. All these pills y'all popping. See, what you're doing is you substituting the endorphins in your brain for with this fake chemical stuff, you know. So naturally you're gonna be lacking it. So when you start feeling bad and you're not feeling good, you got to go get some dope to activate them endorphins because you're killing them. You know what I'm saying? It's best to what I'm doing right now, man. Do you some exercise. You know what I'm saying? Get you a bike. You know what I'm saying? Go out. I don't know where you live. I live in the Bay Area. We got a lot of outdoor places, the beautiful places where you go out, breathe. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy. Just focus on the little things. You know what I'm saying? Remember when we was young and we used to come outside and we didn't need none of that stuff to be happy, man. We can hook up with our friends, go pick some plums, go play some strikeout, play some hoop, play some football or something, man. And we didn't have to smoke and drink and shit to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit out your life. Get some sobriety with up under you and go back to when you were fresh. Get yourself fresh because we had a spiritual warfare. We're in spiritual warfare right now, man. We're in spiritual war. You look at the boy Lil Nas X. You know what I'm saying? He's an agent for the devil because he's bringing this devil shit into don't even look at him. Don't give him no clicks. Don't give that shit no energy. Just listen to what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's devil shit. I seen a glimpse of that. Hassan Campbell made a video, and I seen a glimpse of it. And I had to turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying? This nigga giving the devil a lap dance and all. He turned himself into the devil, and he called himself hip hop. That's not hip hop. So what we're looking at is an ushering in of the coming of Satan. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have your spiritual guns ready, man. You gotta have your spiritual warfare, be ready for spiritual warfare. And they trying to destroy you. So America you look at these motherfucking racist people. They always been trying to destroy us. But we keep fighting, man, because we warriors, man. We strong. You know? We ain't going nowhere. If anything, we're gonna take this motherfucker over. So get yourself strong. Leave that drugs and alcohol alone. A shout out to my partner, Ballhead. He feed the homeless right here. Struggle the Bubble Foundation. We feed the homeless out here in Oakland, California. He's in LA right now on Skid Row feeding the homeless in LA. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we have to take care of our communities, man. We can't no longer say, I don't give a fuck. Because and let each other die. You know what I'm saying? Because when we do that, everybody is going to be affected. You know what I'm saying? So get it together, man. I just want to talk about drugs and alcohol. You know, by the grace of God, I'm still around, and I was able to stop and get off drugs and alcohol. And I was getting high. You know what I'm saying? I was smoking a lot of weed, drinking like a motherfucker. I drink you under the table. You know, so you fuck around and drink with me, you gonna die. But I don't drink no more, by the grace of God, man. So from doing that, I'm 52, doing that for 30, 40, 30 years plus, I'm grateful that there's nothing wrong with me. I just had a physical 8 days ago. I'm in tip-top condition. But I got friends and family members that's really sick, man. You know, so I can't even go nowhere around alcohol no more. You know what I'm saying? I could go, but you know, that's not the place. I don't want to be at the clubs and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's not my life anymore. But yeah, man, you guys get yourself healthy because we're in for a fight. You know, life is much better when you off that natural high. You know, we know that they tried to kill us with this drugs and alcohol, so don't let them win, man. It's just a form of chemical warfare on my people. Don't let them win, man. So, with that, you know, you guys like and subscribe to my channel, man. I come in every once in a while. I work a lot of jobs, so. You know, I do this every once in a while, make these videos. You know, I love my people, you know. And yeah, man, we're gonna rock it out. We're gonna win. take care of yourself, baby. You know? Some exercise in your life, you know? Get some water, some fruit, do some gardening. I'll show you something. Doing some gardening. I just do that for the fun of it, you know. Do some gardening, exercise, take care of yourself. This is your brother Big C coming at you live. God bless you. I'm gonna get back and start getting busy. See all that smoking? I just stopped smoking tobacco like 2 weeks ago. So I got 2 weeks from smoking swishers, tobacco. Gotta get my lungs back together. But I'll be all right. Take care of yourself, y'all.